Hey YouTube, I am Goddess Galaxy doing a review for Summer House Martha's Vineyard Season 1 Episode 4. And this episode they're still on Nick and the fact that he got a girlfriend from what he admitted this episode. So her name is, I think he said Tesha, one of the two, and she's he basically was saying she's a private person, so he's been seeing her for a year and what have, and all the girls are basically surprised. Bree was saying how he was in her DM, Shawnee's DM, and in Jordan's DM, and they didn't know that he had anybody, so they were kind of surprised by that. And then they were saying, "Oh, you said that you wanted Shaw needs to be your wife, but you have a girl." That's surprising. They were shocked basically. So next day, basically Shawnice had to go to work. So during the week, Shawnice goes back to work because she's just started a new job. So she has to work during the summer where everybody's there. During this whole summer, she's going to be work during the week and then she'll be there on the weekends. So basically the males decide to go outside and work out outside. And while they're working out, Silas is getting on Preston because he's like, "You're not going hard enough." And then Preston's like, "Yo, first of all, this is the way I do it, and this is how far I go. Just, you're talking about your endurance, how long you can do it. Me and your body is not the same, so I'm going to need you not to be trying to tell me how many that I'm not going hard enough. That's how much I can go. That's my endurance. Your endurance and my endurance aren't the same thing, and I've done as much as I can." And I was just like, "Silas, you can't control Preston. Preston's not your wife. He's not Jasmine. You need to leave people alone. He's going to do what he want to do. What are you talking about?" So Silas basically was asking the guys, about what I talked about the other day. You think that I'm, wrong about the whole drink thing? Because I just feel if she's out and she's taking drinks from another man, that's, giving him, false hope, and she shouldn't take drinks. But Nick is like, that's not a big deal. If she takes a drink from a guy, it's not really a big deal. It's not like her trying to give him mixed sickness because she's with her girls anyway. So she's safe. Nothing's going to happen to her. But he said, "I just don't want her to give people mixed sickness by taking drinks." And I kind of concur a little bit, because when you do go out and you do take drinks from certain guys, sometimes they feel a way if they're buying you drinks that you're going to come home with them at the end of the night. So I feel since she's married that she shouldn't take drinks from other males. Just don't do it, because sometimes males take it the wrong way and they'll get all crazy, and she could be with her friends all day, but if her man's not with her, he can't protect her in case a guy go crazy. Because some dudes really take offense to that and get really mad and be like, "You owe me some, your box real quick because I gave you." So I get where he's coming from, but then I get where she's coming from. I'm grown, taking a drink ain't a big deal. It's not it's a big deal, but to him it is, because you're now married, and when you're married, you kind of got to move differently when you're out in the world. You can't be taking drinks from guys, going on dates with other people, receiving gifts from other men, different things like that, because it goes past the boundary and it gives people mixed signals. And a lot of men are like that. He has a point. But then, Nick in the confessional is talking about, she's grown, Silas, and, it's not a big deal. So next thing, the girls are talking about Nick being his sneaky behavior and saying that he wanted to see Sean, being sneaky, and how they feel is kind of crazy, how he's had a girl this whole time and never said anything. And how they feel, Shawnice feels that the reason why he didn't say nothing because he was trying to see in real life, because he was sending them, messages in their DM. He's trying to see if they would get at him when he was in the house, or if he was going to be able to get at Jordan, or one of them was going to, bite. But because they didn't bite, now he's taken. And I kind of concur, because I seen those messages, and from the beginning, Jordan already made it clear that he's lame to her and she's not interested. Because of the way he came at her and how, he wasn't hitting her up, having conversations. She was just doing fire emojis and liking her pictures and stuff. And that type of behavior, when I used to do dating online, is kind of creep behavior. You get blocked, point by period. You can't keep inboxing me with that. You either going to spark a conversation, converse, or conversate with me a little, or you're not. That whole fire emoji and seeing emojis to say you interested in someone is kind of kind of childish. So I could see why they were saying he was kind of lame. So I kind of agree with Shawnice is saying. He just wants to see if he can get play from Shawnice or get play from Jordan, because he said that he had his eyes. He done said in multiple episodes that he was trying to get at Jordan. And then when Shawnice came, he was like, oh, she don't look like her picture, and he was trying to get at both of them basically. So I'm gonna need him to stop acting like he wasn't, because he was. So Shawnice leaves because she had to get to work. Her ride comes, so she leaves. So Silas and Nick, they're outside, and they decide to play some beer pong. And then Alex is talking to Jordan. He says that she doesn't know sometimes where Alex's head is at, because sometimes he says little things to her that she feels is kind of like interesting and like sexual, and she doesn't know where he's coming from at all. So while they're playing, the next scene, while Nick and Silas are playing beer pong, Nick is like, I gotta ask you a question, Silas. And then the guy's like, what? Do you think that you're controlling over Jasmine? And then he basically was saying it may seem that way, but, he's just trying to just planning to make sure everything's right. That things don't come out of line or out of book. And Nick is just telling him, you just have to trust your girl and what have. And then Silas and Confession said, I'm not taking advice from a man who lied about having a girl this whole time. I'm just not listening to you. I'm just so sorry. Like, you lied about having somebody. I'm not listening to you. And, he was just, and then Nick kept continuing to talk and if you let your girl have her time with her girls, you're going to see her shine. And I was like, I kind of agree with Nick. Like, you need to trust your wife. Trust Jasmine. Jasmine's grown. She's been friends with these women for years, way longer than she knew you. So I think that she and the girls are fine. Like, you need to, stop being so controlling and thinking that you're going to be able to control what she does by saying what you're saying. She's going to do what she's going to do anyway. Like, you can't do nothing about it. So I'm going to need you to chill out. Like, you are controlling. You don't want to admit it, but you are controlling, because you don't have to be that way to be in a relationship. You don't have to be that way with someone. Like, just have respect and trust that she's going to do. I know you have, what you feel like she shouldn't be taking drinks from somebody. I kind of agree with you about that, just for the simple fact that I've been single and taking drinks from people, and people do take that and feel a way about it. So you just don't take stuff from people, that's all. He is controlling. He doesn't want to admit that he is, but he is. And I couldn't be married to him, and that's why I'm not getting married, because people, males specifically, when you get married, they think you have control over you, and I don't have time for relationships like that. I'm not nobody's property. I'm not nobody for nobody to be trying to control. So yeah, I wouldn't be get married. I'm sorry. Marriage is just, to me, like slavery anyway. Like, the woman does everything while the man does nothing. They call just providing money is all they have to do, and it's just like, it's like you're doing it alone, raising of kids and everything else yourself, so you might as well just be by yourself. Like, being married is not no positive to me for women, in my opinion. Next scene, Amir's just talking in the kitchen with Bria and Preston, and talking about how, he's continuing to learn about, his about being black and how it is, and there's different degrees to it, and how everybody is different, and he didn't know it was like that because he didn't grow up with his dad's side. His dad is black or whatever. So he was talking to Bree, and Bree was talking about, when Simon comes here, I know you're gonna grill him, and I know you see me as a sister. It's like, yeah. Amir's like, yeah, and I'm like, Amir, I don't know what you would be grilling her man for. Like, I don't care whether I'm friends with someone or not. I'm not grilling their man. That's between her and her significant other. I don't give a damn. That's your business. Whoever you choose, it's your business. When people bring their significant other around me and I'm friends with someone, I do not grill them, because it's not my place to grill them. That's who they choose. That's their choice. So I'm not grilling nobody's significant other to ask them anything. Like, that's on her. Like, I might, talk with them and see, get to know them as a person, but I'm not grilling anybody. That's not my place. That's for her to choose to make a decision about who she wants to be with. That's absurd. I'm going to grill him. Grill him for what? She the one who chose the man from out of the place of wherever he at. So that's the choice she's making, a long-distance relationship. I give it to you, because I couldn't do it, Bria. I've tried that before numerous times. Them long-distance relationships do not work. Oh, what? Nope. But if that's what you want to do, girl, have fun. Next scene. They're all eating and they're all sitting outside. And then Jasmine, asks Nick about having a girlfriend. She just basically telling him, like, I didn't know you had a girlfriend, so now I have to kind of like deal with you a different way because I thought you were single and I thought you were trying to get at Shawnee's. I didn't know you had a girlfriend. And then Jordan's like, yeah, remember when you were saying that Shawnee's was your wife? And he's like, well, I know that I was trying to, I know how I was. And Nick was saying that he regrets not saying it from the beginning. And he said that he did message them and that his messages were friendly, but he doesn't think that they were overt. You know how he is. He uses his words and tries to use intelligence to overshadow the fact that he was being creepy and he was being out of pocket. Like, if you had a whole girlfriend for over a whole year, you had no business having fire signs in Shawnee's thing or in Jordan's thing or in Bria's inbox. There was no reason for it. You're in a committed relationship allegedly, so why are you inboxing them and calling Shawnee's your wife every time you see her? Now, according to him, he says that he never said that, but Jasmine said you said it. Jordan says you said it. Shawnee's herself said you said it. Every person that's been around you said it. So if it quacks like a duck, looks like a duck, you know what? It is a duck. So you did it. I don't believe him for 1 second that he didn't do it because he was saying that none of his messages were over and he was receiving pictures from Shawnee's, inappropriate pictures from her, like, very sexualized pictures from her. So what are you talking? Be real, Nick. You are a creep and you are very sneaky. If your girl is watching this show right now, she needs to dump you because you can't be trusted. If that's what you're doing and you're in a relationship, you can't be trusted. I'm so sorry. Next scene, Alex is like, he knew that he had a girl, but he didn't know it was serious. Now, Alex was like, if he knew it was this serious, like Nick is trying to make it seem, that he would have kind of came to him and talked to him about his behavior and kind of let him know, like, you need to chill. But my whole thing is, Alex, you need to kind of mind your business. Like, you can't tell a grown man what to do. You could talk to him all you want, but he's going to do what he wants to do. So you did right by just staying out of it because it has nothing to do with you. I don't understand people in this household where they be acting like they can control grown adults and stuff, like Silas trying to think he can control his wife when he can't control her. She's her own entity. You cannot control somebody. She's not your property. She's not a pet. She's not an animal. She doesn't belong to you. She's your wife. She's your spouse. She's your partner. So you cannot control anybody. So Alex, you weren't finna control Nick. Nick was gonna do that shit regardless. Whether you knew about him doing it, whether you didn't know about him doing it, he's gonna do it regardless. You weren't gonna finna stop it. So you talking to him, what was that finna do? Yeah, I need you to have several Mr. Weirdo. Mr. Weirdo, you're weird to me, Alex. You got some weird vibes and energies to you that I kind of don't like anymore. Like, since last episode, the way you've been acting, I really don't kind of like vibe with you like that anymore. Kind of weird. Then it was the next day and the guys are going fishing. The guys and the girls, they all went fishing basically to get, so that they can basically get the fish and then bring it back home and eat. So Bria is telling Jasmine that my bad. Simon was coming to stay a week, bringing to the house. And yet again, ma'am, this Bria girl, she's got to go. She should have been kicked out first day because she brought that little damn Milo dog and she had no reasons or rhymes or reason to bring the dog, and she didn't even ask permission. It's not her place. She's not paying for it. Silas and Jasmine are paying for the villa or where they're staying. So they actually invited people to the house. So she had no respect from beginning, and she's still not showing respect because she's asking him to stay for longer than what he's supposed to be saying. She's going around telling everybody in the house that he's staying for 3 days. How come it goes from 3 days to a week? Like, girl, I know he's coming from Germany, but that's not nobody else's problem. Nobody told you to date a man in Germany. My girl, you need to go somewhere else. And then Jasmine started to tell Bria that she didn't say, basically she's going to bring it up to the house and see how other people feel about it. Because she doesn't want a situation, again, like it's been already with Bria. Because Bria has basically had had issues multiple times with multiple people in the house. And she is the common denominator. You know how we used to watch that show? You are the weakest link. Good Goodbye. And she's the weakest link. She is always getting into it with everybody. So she is the weakest link. She was the weakest link for the whole Phil argument. She's the reason why Phil was going at people acting stupid. It's partly because of him, because he's a little nutty. But part of it was her fault because she lied to him and made it seem like she was going to tell people that the particular room was his. And she should have called him and let him know that Nick was in that room from the beginning. So when he came there, he wasn't confused and everything was being copacetic. But she never said nothing. So she created that argument. Then the whole thing about people telling her about her dog and to clean up after her, how she can't accept that she has to clean up after her nasty ass dog. Like, baby girl. Then the whole thing between her and Mariah where she exaggerated and made it seem like Mariah like basically punched her in the face and beat her. Like literally duffed her and punched her real hard in her face. She did not. They basically, Mariah was just letting her know about the dog stuff. She said that she didn't do it. Then Mariah was just talking to her. I just need you to like make sure you take care of your dog stuff. That's all I'm saying. She's the one who got Buck and jumping all up in Mariah's face, acting like she was about that life. And then when Mariah took the dog stuff and threw it at her, she's saying that wasn't her assaulting you, girl. She just threw your stuff at you and told you to control your stuff. Make sure your stuff is not with other people's things. That's all she was saying. Like, girl, oh, bye. So she's a common denominator. Now this episode, she getting into it with other people in the house because they have an issue with her, and the people in the house said it. Even Amir said it. He's not supposed to be staying longer than a week. He was only supposed to be here 3 days. That's what you said. So how you change it from 3 days to now to more than 3 days? That's what I'm saying. The disrespect is real. She don't have no respect for anybody else. It's always about her. Oh, what about me? Oh, what about me? Oh, hey, she sounds like a fucking chihuahua dog too when she talks. I can't stand her ass. Like, she's annoying. Like, and she's so immature. Even when she speaks to her significant other, she's so childish about how she even speaks with him. Like when she was on the phone with him. Oh, take your thing out. Let me see it. Oh, you got 10 inches. It's just like, girl, grow the fuck up. That's how you talk to your dude. Ugh, he needs to dump you. I know he cheated on your ass because you are a childish. But then in the episode, Jazz was the part that we up to. She basically was saying how she didn't tell her that her man was coming, but she did tell Jasmine. She told you that she was gonna bring her dude up there. She told you during the time y'all dated that Mariah was still in the house, and that the day that y'all went to the bowling thing, she mentioned it and said, he's coming out here to see me. I want him to come out to see me. And you were like, okay, but I don't think you took her serious, or something like that. So the people in the house, they went fishing. And then, when they went fishing, they would like sit in the car talking. I just bypassed that because it was kind of boring. Then they came back and they had the fish and they basically cut up the fish and they're cooking it. So Summer arrived. So that's Jasmine's friend, and you meet her, and she met her at like a music festival. So she basically knows Jasmine, and she knows Jordan. Jordan did an interview with her when she used to work at the Playboy restaurant or what have. So thus far, she's pretty cute. She seems chill. She's a little petite thing. She reminds me of another version of Shawnice to me, like just her whole overall look thus far. Now, the two dudes in the house are talking about Nick and Alex say that she's giving them Hillary Banks vibes. And I'm just like, really Hillary Banks? What y'all trying to say? They trying to be funny and they laughing and stuff, and I'm just like, Alex, like, I don't really take nothing that said he comes out his mouth serious. It's just like, boy, bye. And Nick either, like, boy, bye. You had a whole girlfriend this whole time. You can like go somewhere. Nobody cares what you think about what she looks like because you got a girl. You need to worry about your girl and what she look like. Okay, Tasia, Tasha, whatever her name is. Worry about your girl. Don't worry about her. And then she talks about how she got kicked out of her sorority because of the fact that she wasn't showing up for events or participating and doing things with them. So they kicked her out or whatever. So I'm just like, okay, girl. Okay. I don't know, because when I was in school in Philly, they had the sorority and things, and a couple times they would tell me I should have joined, and I didn't want to do it because I already have siblings. That's number one. Number two, I don't believe in that whole things that they be doing, those whole hazing little things that they be doing, and you got to be doing all this extra crap just to prove that you deserve to be part of their sorority, and I don't need to be part of anything. I already have siblings, and I already can't stand to deal with them. So I really don't want to be part of some fake little sisterhood and having to do all this nonsense and make people breakfast and be hazed and do stuff that I really don't want to do and wake up hella early and do extra stuff. Because I had a couple of friends that were trying to actually join one. They had to do all types of stuff, stupid stuff, and they were like missing classes and things like that, and it was ridiculous. Like, I'm not doing all that to join. I'm here to get an education, not be doing stupidity like that. That's ridiculous. But I digress. And then she was talking about that she was part of Alpha Phi Alpha or whatever, or what have. And then Anthony arrived. I think I skipped the part, but this episode to me was lackluster. It was kind of like dry a little bit, but I digress. Anthony arrived, and Bria's boyfriend, she would say, will arrive in like a couple of days. So he's on his way from Germany. So then basically they're in the kitchen, and Bria is talking, and she's like, oh, we need to talk. So then Bria and Silas, they talk outside, and they sit down, and then she said he's flying from Germany, and she just feels it has to do with race, like the fact he's white, basically, the reason why. And he said, you really think that I'm that kind of person? I'm that shallow? I'm racist? And that's not the reason, though. That's not the reason. And I'm just like, really, girl? Silas is not no type of unfair person, because when that whole situation between you and Mariah happened, and you said that you got assaulted and you got hit, he took your word and got rid of Mariah, no problem. Silas had your back. Because he's saying something that you don't want to hear, he's racist all of a sudden. I'm just like, and she's like, why can't he stay longer? And then basically he said that Bria, that he can't stay longer than a week because he's the host, and he says it's just like not cool. Like he's a guest, he's your guest, but he can't stay here because we're hosting it, and we have a whole bunch of people that are going to be staying here. And I already asked people in the house, and they don't really want him staying longer because you told everybody else that he was staying 3 days. So what are you talking about, sis? No, you're not having your way. You've already had your way. You've gotten rid of my girl Mariah, but no apparent reason. This girl did not assault you at all. You're the one who jumped buck in her face. Okay, period. And now here you go. And like Silas said, like, we already gave you amenities with your dog Milo, and you're still on this BS, wanting to keep getting amenities and keep getting all this stuff and getting your way all the time, and it's not finna happen. Like, no, it's not finna happen, sis. Like, no. And then she was like, oh, no, you racist, because remember what you said in the car? He said, first of all, in the car, I said, I prefer black women to be with black men, but I rather a black woman be married, so it don't matter, but I'm just saying my preference, but I'm not racist because I said that. Like, what are you talking about? That's not racist. She said he's not only supposed to stay 3 days, baby girl, and she just keep feeling away. That's not cool or whatever. That's the issue. And the other people in the house said the same thing. So it's like, you're getting mad at him for just being 100 and telling you the rules and telling you what it is. So then they're going back and forth outside, and he's getting tight because he said, I'm not racist at all. It has nothing to do with the fact he's white. It's just the rule. It's just the time period that he's staying. That's what I'm talking about. There's no racism here. Like, what are you talking about? So then everybody's like, yo, Jasmine, look, go outside. Look, you can hear them. They're going at it. They arguing. Go out there, girl. So then Jasmine's like, what's going down? What's up? And then Jasmine came out there and agreed that Silas is not racist. He's just saying the time frame. And he did say what he just said. He said he preferred a black man to be with a black woman, but he rather a black woman be married. So it's not a big deal to him. Like, whoever she wants to get married to, it doesn't matter. Like, Bria needs to go. You need to go somewhere. I'm sick of her. Bria should have never been in the household at all. And she, like I said earlier, she is the weakest link. Goodbye. You gotta go. I'm sick of you. She gets in arguments all the time. In this episode, now she's getting into an argument with Silas now because of what he said. So if people just go around and walk on eggshells with her and don't say nothing to her, she expects people to back down. And this is not your house. This is not your vineyard. This is not your villa. You didn't invite nobody. You were invited here. You're not hosting it. So you don't have no say so on how long people can stay. And they've already asked everybody in the household, and he's only supposed to be there a short amount of time because Shawnee still has to come back on the weekends, and then they want to invite other people that they've already invited. You didn't say before you got to the house that you were inviting your man. You said once you were here, maybe a couple of weeks, oh yeah, by the way, my man is coming. You didn't even ask if it was okay for him to go. You didn't even ask if he can he come, and ask permission first. You just made the decision and told them, oh yeah, he's coming, blah blah blah. And like, what are they gonna do? Because he already got a ticket, he's already heading their way. They can't tell him no. Like, my whole thing with her is that she's stupid. Like, I'm just sick and tired of her. I don't know why she's still there. She was supposed to be gone since first day when she had that whole incident, and Jasmine questioning her with Mariah in there. She should have got sent home there, especially when she was getting all crazy, getting all smart with the host. I would have kicked her out. You need to go. I'm sorry. Your mouth is smart. You didn't ask me to bring that dog. You came here with the dog. I don't care whether it's your emotional assistant dog or not. You should have asked prior, so before you got here, and let me know that this dog was coming so you can kick rocks. You can get out. I don't want you here. You're disinvited. Take you and your dog and get the fuck out. Have a good day, baby girl, because nobody gives a damn. So next scene, Silas was dressed in a toga, and then everybody decides to dress in a toga too and get ready. So everybody dresses in a toga. Bree is in her room sulking, mad as fuck for no reason, and then Amir basically fried a fish. So everybody was thanking him. Everybody's sitting and eating. Jasmine is eating. Summer, the new girl that popped up, she's eating. The other people in the house are basically eating and having a good time. And Jazz is talking about how Bria came at Silas and how he's trying to keep people in the house. That's why he was asking everybody in the house how they felt about it. He just feels like, nah, your man was never invited to be here. We didn't invite him, so therefore he cannot stay longer than a certain time frame because we didn't invite him. We're the host. We're the one hosting this. He can't be here. He cannot stay longer than he needs to stay, period. So if you don't like it, it's too goddamn bad. And Jackson, everyone basically put on a toga and chilling. And Bria's upset, and saying, oh, I'm leaving. And girl, you got to go. Nah. Nah. Hey. Goodbye. Bye. You won't be missed. Nobody likes you anyway. Have several, bitch. Nobody wants you. I'm sorry. I'm sick of her. She's irritated me. Nobody gives a goddamn about her. Like, I am sick of her. I'm sorry. That bit could go. Like, I don't like her. So, nah. Hey. Goodbye. See you later. Have a good day. And basically, Jasmine was saying that I don't care, if she got an attitude or not. That's her problem. Like we said, they keep making amenities for her, and that's on them because they shouldn't have even, as soon as she got smart with Jasmine, they should have kicked her out from day one. But instead of kicking her out, you kicked Mariah out. You had no right to kick Mariah out, and now all she does is she's gotten in a series of 4 different arguments since she's been here. She's the common denominator with the issues throughout the house. She causes the friction all the time. She keeps going back and forth with people and getting into with people for no reason. She does too much. And then she feels basically Silas goes up there to figure out what is her problem. So she says, I feel disrespected. She said she has an issue with them not liking him and now allowing him to stay longer. And she just feels like, you don't respect my love, and you don't respect the fact that, you get a chance to be with Jasmine, and I just want to be with my man. Nobody cares. Then you get on a plane and go to Germany and be with your man. Then if you need to be with your man and decide to date a person that lives all the way in Germany that doesn't decide to live in the U.S. and be with you, then you need to go to Germany and be with your man. That's not nobody else's problem that you want to have sex with your man. Oh, you said sex with They're married. They can have sex all day and night. The fuck? They're married. If you don't like hearing it, then you shouldn't be there. You should go to Germany and be with your man and have sex as long as you want with your man. Don't sit here and be trying to tell people what to do. They host the shit. They can do whatever they want. They can have sex. Nobody else gives a damn about them having sex because it's not that serious. You're the only person that has a problem with it because of the simple fact that you're in your feelings because he told you the truth to your face. Like, baby girl, you're not making the rules on how long people are staying here. We make the rules. This is we're hosting it. We made the decision. He's not staying here longer than a week, like we said. That's on you. You don't like it, too bad. And like he said, You're getting an attitude and saying how we're not disrespecting you. We're just letting you know. And like he said, you're entitled, baby girl. You are. Oh, she's like, oh, and you're controlling over Jasmine and blah, blah, blah. What does him being controlling over Jasmine have anything to do with the fact that you want your man here? And you said 3 days, and now you're pushing it from 3 days to week, and you're being really not understanding about the reason why. He's trying to explain it to you. You keep disrupting him. Oh, no, you're controlling. Try to control your girl, and you. It doesn't matter if he's controlling. That's his business. He can do whatever he wants. That's his wife. That doesn't negate the fact that what he's saying is true. He's not disrespecting you. He's telling you the truth to your face. And I know you're not used to understanding or being told no, and that you're not gonna get your way, but baby girl, you act like a little brat. You act like a 2-year-old having a whole tantrum because you can't get your way, sitting there doing all this yelling and screaming when he's not yelling and screaming. Like he says, yo, you do too much. You do too much. It's like, that's on you. Like, you doing too much. I cannot. And like he said, you're being manipulative right then and there, because how you trying to manipulate stuff to get your way, and you're manipulative. Like he said, you're very manipulative. You're controlling. It doesn't matter if he's controlling. That's his business. What him and his wife is doing is between them. And if he's controlling over her, that's on her. She knew he was controlling before she got married to him. This is not his first time acting like this. He been like this. But Jasmine shouldn't have got married to him. That's on her. That's not your business, though. Then start complaining about them having sex and how they can hear it, and that, like, she needs love, and no one is, allowing her to have her love. Baby girl, go to Germany and be with your man. You shouldn't have came to this house. If you need to have sex with your man that bad, you should have went to Germany. He's not a guest that was welcome in the house. He's your guest, and your guests are not staying because, like they said, you already brought someone that caused a huge issue in the household, Phil. And then you already created problems with Mariah, got Mariah kicked out for basically that was all Amir's fault, technically. But you got into it with Mariah because of your big mouth and bucking up at her and jumping and acting like you was finna jump in her face. And now you're getting all up in arms with Silas because he's trying to figure out what's up with you, because you got a whole attitude and you're basically isolating yourself. And you're talking about, I'm going home then. Bye-bye. Go home, sis, because you are the weakest link. Goodbye, sis. You're a problem. You cause too much problems. You get into it with every fucking person. You've been into it with at least 4 to 5 people thus far. 4 people already. Like, girl, you're the weakest link. You're the common denominator of issues that's occurring in this household, in this villa, on this summer vacation amongst friends. So you gotta go. You're not a person that can be friends with anybody. You got an attitude. You act like a immature, little ingrate little girl, and you act, even the way you talk with your spouse, you sound like a little kid. You're annoying. You got to go. I hope you are leaving next episode, and that we do not have to see your little dirty lame boyfriend from Germany. Nobody wants to see him. You need to go to Germany and go be with your man. If you want to be with him, be with him. So like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about the review recap. And this is your girl, God is Galaxy, and talk to your girl. Talk to you later, YouTube.